Most dragons during the Targaryens' time on Dragonstone and later ruling the Seven Kingdoms got along unless made to fight each other by the dragon's rider. Some even really liked each other, coiling together in fields and soaring with each other. This wasn't the case with one dragon, however, a wild beast named Cannibal, a menacing dragon with green eyes and black as coal scales. Cannibal got his name for his love of eating dragon eggs, newborn dragons, and dead dragons. Cannibal also hated any that tried to ride him, as evidenced by his lair strewn with remains of numerous individuals who dared to mount him. An explanation for all of this might actually be Cannibal's origin. While most of the Targaryen dragons were born after they came to Dragonstone or came with the Targaryens to Dragonstone, it is believed Cannibal may have lived on the island of Dragonstone before the Targaryens' arrival in 114 BC. This means that Cannibal came from a different line than the other dragons and could be the reason he had the behavior of feasting on them, or a general dislike of the dragons that came to his territory and made their home on it. This may be backed up by all the other tales of dragons existing in Westeros before the Targaryens ever came to Dragonstone. In one story, Sir Galladon Amorn was a legendary knight that lived on the island of Tarth during the Age of Heroes and was said to have slain a dragon. This would be thousands of years before the Targaryens came to Dragonstone, and maybe even 1,000+ years before the Valyrian freehold even rose to power. Next, a dragon named Euryx was said to live during this time as well, and was killed by a man named Serwyn of the Mirror Shield. Lastly, during the Age of Heroes, Davos the Dragon Slayer existed in the Reach and was given his name because he killed at least one dragon. Now later, after the Andals invaded, at least 4,000 years after the Age of Heroes, a man named Crackbones, a man that lived on Crackclaw Point, was said to have tied a dragon's neck in a knot. Lastly, there may be a dragon that lived under Winterfell for a long time that heats their hot springs, though this is less likely. Now, Cannibal being alive since before the Targaryens came to Dragonstone does cause some debate. It would make him the same age or older than Balerion the Black Dread, and Balerion had died 35 years before the Dance of the Dragons of Old Age. Now, given we don't really know the upper limits of dragon lifespans and most dragons died before reaching Balerion's age or were killed before they naturally died, it's hard to say if dragons can't live longer. Cannibal could either have lived longer than Balerion, dragons age at different rates, or simply just like humans, some of us die of old age at 70 and others in the 90s and beyond. Of course, if Cannibal is an entirely different lineage of dragons, his subspecies could live longer than the Targaryen subspecies of dragons. Whatever the reason for Cannibal's love of dragon flesh, most know by the time of House of the Dragon's timeline to stay away from him.